everybody, I'm Namita Thapar, Executive Director of MCure Pharmaceuticals, and today we bring to you Uncondition Yourself, an exclusive talk show on women's health. The topic we're discussing today is very close to my heart. It's about anemia in women. Anemia is a condition in which the hemoglobin count goes abnormally low, and this causes severe fatigue in women, which essentially disrupts their daily lifestyle. The statistics are shocking. 50% of Indian women are anemic, and most aren't even aware that they have this condition. So today we have some lovely guests with us who are going to be talking more about this condition. We have our FOGSI, the Gynec Association President, Dr. Alpesh Gandhi. We have Dr. Mrs. Meeta Nakhre. We have our very first patient, Amrita Kulkarni, and then Mrs. Gauri Bhire. So let's begin with Dr. Gandhi. As the FOGSI President, you've been doing a lot of research on anemia. So could you tell us a bit more about the statistics and the prevalence both in India as well as worldwide?
Anemia is one of the most common nutritional disorder worldwide. As you ask for the incidence across the world, then in developed countries, anemia prevalence is very less. Suppose we are taking example of USA, then in USA it is 6%. Whereas in developing countries like us, unfortunately India is one of the countries having the highest incidence of anemia, and as per the government's data of 2016 and 17, 58% of the children, 53% of adult women, 52% of pregnant women, and 56% of adult girls are having anemia. Moreover, so many girls and women are not knowing that they are having anemia. Because they have minor symptoms. In India, 64 million adult girls are having anemia.
Shocking number.
Any girl or any women, if having problem because of any preventable condition, then it's not good, it's a sad part which can be easily tackled and eradicated.
Absolutely. And that brings me, Meeta, to my question for you, that since this is a preventable disease, the important thing is to be aware of the symptoms. So then you can go and get that simple blood test done. So what are the symptoms that our audience here should be aware about?
See, to start off with, anemia, low hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein which is based in all red blood cells, which is telling you about your oxygen carrying capacity. So low hemoglobin, low oxygen carrying capacity. That means that the tissues are not going to get oxygen. So all the symptoms related to anemia, especially iron deficiency anemia, are related to those symptoms. So fatigue, tiredness, palpitations, headaches, not feeling right, just feeling dull, tired. If you look for those symptoms, you get even more. Many of these symptoms are unvoiced. Kuch nahi hai, thaki hui hu, think of anemia.
Correct.
Yeah, for the doctor as well as for the patient. Around the world, anemia is of different types. I think today we are discussing more of iron deficiency anemia. A simple blood test called a complete blood count or a hemogram, not just the hemoglobin, should be done for the patient. And by diagnosing that, you can make sure that all the parameters are seen.
What are the metrics that you would look for in the hemogram once your blood test comes in?
Sure, very nice question, because normally when you get a blood report, people just look at the hemoglobin and that's it. Right. So sometimes you should do a complete blood count where your hemoglobin is important, but the other parameters, your MCV, the mean corpuscular volume, the MCHC, there are various parameters, but they tell us about the size and structure of the red cell, which is going to tell us a little bit more about the patient. And also, sometimes if a patient is very anemic, the retic count is given, which tells us about the bone marrow, which is then going to make your red blood cells. So it's telling you a little bit about what is the reserve capacity of the patient, right? The other parameters which are used are, of course, the total iron binding capacity or the serum ferritin level.
Absolutely. So the important thing for our audience is this is a disease which a simple blood test can tell you a lot about. So go get your hemoglobin done, but don't forget the hemogram, which also tells you about the other key metrics, most importantly the ferritin levels.
Always remember hemoglobin, but go for complete blood count. So
understood. That's a very important point. Thank you for that.
Today, if you ask anybody on the street, what is COVID-19? then Namita, you will be sure they all will give you answer how it spreads, what harm it does,
Right.
it cause, and then how it
We
can
want
be
to aspire for
prevented.
that level of awareness for anemia
So
as well.
why we cannot make anemia a household question, concern?
And actually, Meeta, a good segue into asking you the next question, that anemia impacts women across different points in their lives. So can you talk a bit more about the complications, and especially because, you know, I'm a mother of 2 children, and as a pregnant woman, it's not just for you, but the fetal health is largely impacted.
In the circle of life, let's start with the unborn child, the fetus. The fetus has receptors to take iron from the mother,
Right.
right? So if a mother is iron deficient or anemic, the fetus is automatically going to become iron deficient.
Right.
So we need to make sure that our mothers are well nourished, especially do not have anemia, so that the unborn
What are
fetus.
some of the complications?
Yeah, I will tell you. So, an anemic mother will make a smaller fetus. It will be a growth restricted fetus. There will be unexplained bad obstetric history. And between 24 weeks and 28 weeks, if the mother is anemic, the baby's mental capacity of doing motor function is decreased.
Right.
So, a mother will do
So it
anything
has a
for the child.
significant impact.
Absolutely. That is one. Now, if you come on to toddlers or you take on to 6 months to 6-year-old babies, see, please remember that most breastfed babies are slightly anemic because the formula milks have iron enriched in them.
Okay.
Right? But the problem comes when the mother stops breastfeeding and the baby goes on to weaning and to solid foods. So whatever is easy to mash is given to the baby, not realizing that the baby is suddenly becoming iron deficient. So we must remember and educate our parents that in the toddler stage, when you're supplementing solid foods to the baby, please make sure that they are rich in iron. That is the time of growth spurt for the baby. Yeah, they're learning to walk, they're learning to talk. So if you don't do that, then baby becomes lethargic, it becomes tired. Motor neuron skills are less developed and babies become slightly slow learners. Teenage girls are any which way difficult to handle. Mummy ki nahi sunte, kisi ki nahi sunte. They have a mind of their own, they want to know it all.
Right.
So it's a very good idea to teach them about anemia in schools.
Right.
And that's why the government initiative 12 by 12. So by the age of 12, every girl's hemoglobin should be 12.
Right.
So they come up with food fads, they want to diet, they want to have a very different body image. Once you get that child to understand that her low hemoglobin is going to affect her physical and mental health,
Correct.
she is not going to be able to process all that she is. That's the way to educate them. Awareness in schools to make sure that doesn't matter if they get 2 less marks, if the hemoglobins are good, they should be pushed forward. You know, they will drive themselves to work.
Right.
Coming to the reproductive age, which is what Sir said, almost 53% of pregnant women and 58% of lactating women are anemic. What
Wow.
a shame.
Yes.
All coming from good families. When a woman is pregnant, she is given to eat for 2, but give her the right type of foods. Tell her not to have her tea and coffee along with her iron because it is going to hamper her iron. Tell her what to eat and tell her what not to eat along with the iron. That is also equally important.
Right.
The pregnant mother should be made to understand that she is going to support herself, she is going to support her unborn child, and she is going to make the reserves for the newborn.
Correct.
And lastly, moving on to the mature women more than 65. Please remember that these women may have renal disease, which could make them anemic. They could have eating disorders, or they could have gastrointestinal symptoms where they cannot process food, and they can be anemic.
Right.
Anemia is a condition which is having directly and indirectly both effects,
Correct.
and it affects all the organs, all the systems, and it adds fuel to all the complications.
Absolutely. So beautifully said. I want to remind you all to visit anemiafreeindia.com, a website dedicated for anemia, where a lot of these statistics, information, symptoms, recipes will be, explained in really simple terms. And now we move on to our 2 lovely ladies here who are kind enough to share their journeys with anemia. So why don't we start with you, Deepa? Can you tell us a bit more about how anemia impacted your personal life?
The emergency after which I faced was diagnosed with anemia, and that really made it really very worst for my recovery. And that's the point when I really realized that had I been more aware of this particular problem, just a simple hemogram, as like the doctor said, would have helped me in a longer run than face this problem in such a grave way. Because later on, after the emergencies, my recoveries were really hampered because of this problem, and the anemia picked up so slow. So the recovery accordingly was really very slow, and that really made an effort on my entire family to help me out, to travel the post-surgery time, and getting up to my routine and helping me out with my real small things was really making me feel that I was really responsible for being so negligent about such a small problem, which could have been taken care with a small test which the doctors say as CBC.
She needed an emergency surgery, and we were shocked to find that the hemoglobin was so low.
Oh,
And she was in no condition to even speak. And when I told her husband that we'll have to arrange for blood, and he looked at me saying, she can't be anemic. I mean, it was just like...
That's very beautifully said, that, that initial look of being in denial, I mean, that's the awareness issue that we talk about.
Yeah.
And now on to you, Amrita. Can you tell us a bit more about your personal journey with anemia?
I'm a third year resident, Ops Gynec resident at Navle Hospital. We have continuous duty for almost 24 to 48 hours, sometimes 72 hours.
Wow.
2 years back when I was in my first year, I couldn't give 100% to my patients. Even after 2 to 3 deliveries, I used to felt very drowsy and drained. So my professor, Dr. Damle, asked me to get checked for my complete blood count, as well as the ma'am told stores, serum ferritin. So my ferritin was just 2. Even if my... Just 2,
Okay.
which is 60. Normal range
Normal
is
should be 60 and
yeah.
you were at 2.
Yeah.
Even though your hemoglobin was
My
11.
hemoglobin was 11.
Okay.
So I never looked like anemic.
She has rightly mentioned that she was not in a position to give her 100% to her patients.
Right.
So performance, attentiveness, memory, everything is affected by
Absolutely.
anemia.
And this is where I'd like to give a word of compliment to our brand ambassador, Mrs. Twinkle Khanna, because she's been supporting us for the last 3 years.
Even I am more than 12, which means that the iron content in my blood is more than 12. If it's less than 12, then we are anemic. And being anemic is a hazard for every woman, for her health and for her pregnancy. Let's make India anemia free and take the first step today by taking a blood test. The iron in your blood has to be more than 12.
With that, we come to the end of the show, and so I have a real quick question which I'd like all of you to answer. What is the one message that you'd like to give for our women with anemia?
First
Dr.
of all, I
Alpesh.
would like to give one positive message, that we conducted one study of our all members whether we can eradicate anemia from our country by 2025.
Wow.
And 94.6% of our members gave reply yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Meeta.
My request is that one person who is supporting you, whether it's your mother, your sister, your daughter, or your maid, make sure that she's also anemia free. Let that be my take home message.
Absolutely. Fantastic, Meeta. What about you, Amrita?
I think screening is really very, very important.
And even if we give 10% of attention that we are giving to COVID-19 condition,
Yes.
anemia is really totally preventable disease.
So, Deepa, what is your take-home message for women with anemia?
I would say stay healthy, stay vigilant, stay happy.
How beautifully said, and it's fantastic. And for all our audience members there, I can speak that I would love to be my most positive, productive self. I want to run after my children. I want to dance with my husband till 3 a.m. I want to give my 100% to my job. And if there is a preventable and easily solvable disease that's stopping you from being your best, why not go out there, get that blood test done today and solve it. So let's all pledge to make India anemia free by 2025 by getting that blood test on our birthdays, as well as making the circle of women around us more aware. Brings us to the end of a lovely second episode, and I'd like to thank our two patients here who made the effort to join us. A small little token of appreciation.
तकदीर अपनी उजली इल्ली ने मन में ठाना है, बन के